Welcome to Colney Talk Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. You are listening to Colney Talk Podcast, a bite-sized show. I'm your host, Alex. First-time guest, thank you and welcome. And to my returning listeners, always good to have you back. On the show, I pick out my top 3 Arsenal performers in the game and one player, the other guy, who just didn't play well enough. What a game. What a time to be alive, experiencing a wonder of a season so far with this Arsenal team. Let me just take a moment to say this. This Arsenal team is special. In so many ways, this is a team that is unlike any team I have witnessed. The spirit, togetherness, chemistry, bond, emotional and technical adept team. It is just a special team. It is a special team that is defining a time in Arsenal's football club history. This is a game in my mind that was a given. No disrespect to Bournemouth. I was calm when I was just getting to start to watch the game. But what I expected in terms of the win and dominance was just not a script that was more like predictable at all. Not even close. And well, I was wrong. Like 15 seconds in the game, the first shock. Trailing 1-0, okay, no big deal. I mean, we can always correct that. But it was in 15 seconds. Like, it was a shock. Then we lose Trossard to injury. Almost seemed like it just started piling on. A massive save by Ramsdale. It could have easily been 2-0. I wasn't sure what was happening. The first half was so full of confusion and disbelief. Just not like a team that was ready to play in terms of our usual Arsenal team. I mean, Arsenal did crank up the pressure, trying to get themselves back into the game or reset themselves or just get out of this spunk that they were really feeling at the moment. But surely it was a low block party for Bournemouth to keep the lead. After just getting that 1-0, they just wanted to try to preserve it as much as they could. So it was just all blocks all the way. No goal in the first half. Not the best feeling to have, but we've been there before. Although the would-be chances by the visitors left a very different impression than just a 1-0 trail. There was just so much. Like I said, it could have been an easy 2-0. It could have been just that destructive situation. It could have been a very bad situation than this 1-0 that we were trailing, heading into the half. Second half, Arsenal started to rain down the corner kicks as they were just pressing in their box, looking for a breakthrough. Too many passes. I mean, this was 80% to 19% in terms of the possession, and I think the numbers did show it was about 468 Arsenal passes to 69 Bournemouth. That just told you everything you needed to know and how we really wanted to just change this as quickly as possible. But it wasn't just coming. Then we were hopefully getting to bring back that calmness that we expected to have in the first half of the game to show our dominance. Well, that didn't happen, and we conceded another goal just from a corner. Just crazy. It was sloppy defending. Just wasn't sure what was happening. It was very flipped. What in the world was happening? Like, seriously, I wasn't sure what was going on. Now I was in pure confused state because I can see the players fighting. I can see them really pushing and trying to make things happen. But there wasn't that extra quality. We needed it then. We needed it now. So it was more of a question of who was going to step up here, who was going to come in and make something happen. I wasn't just necessarily going into the panic stations, but my goodness, something just had to happen. We just needed to change or shake this up because we were playing at home. It just seemed like things were just slipping away from us. And in this manner, playing with the relegated team right now of the season, I mean, again, no disrespect, but this is first in the standings versus the last and the bottom. Like the first and the last were pretty much playing this game, and it was a flip of who was really taking the best chances and the best situations. And at the time, we were losing 2-0. So, yeah, quite a big shock for us. It was just a really shocking situation that we're faced with. But then Thomas Partey then pulls one back. That was really great. And then the question now became, can we get back to what we do best? And yes, we do. We did. Ben White came in with his own goal, and it was a welcome, contribution for him, his first goal of the season and for the team. And then it was, can we now please win this game? Instead, we continue to remain the top casualty of this, I wouldn't say useless, but just this VAR incompetence. Seriously, why are we still here with this nonsense? I can assure you, a neutral would wonder exactly what is going on as far as VAR reviews and their positions and the reasons. It just was ridiculous. I mean, 3 clear penalty evidence. 3. There were 4, but you can just clearly point to 3 of them that on any given game, on any given day, it is a clear penalty without a doubt. But no, we got none. This game was looking like it will be stolen from us. Quite frankly, it easily would have been just a few seconds different. And it almost was. The officiating must answer to this stupidity, because it is just not the usual way you see games are played, how they manage, or in terms of officiating, this is just crazy. They must answer to some of this, because it's just unheard of. Thankfully, this team, their resilience, their fight, it is just different. Oh my goodness, the final minute of this game, Reece Nelson, he is the sole hero for our win. He just brought us back. Take your flowers, absolutely deserving. I mean, what an incredible moment. You have stamped your name in the history of Arsenal memories in victory. Well done. I mean, the players, they fought. The team, they kept believing, they kept fighting. And this, to the very last minute, it is such an incredible experience that I know that it will take them on through the end of the season. But I don't know that we want to be putting ourselves in this situation, not intentionally, but just understanding like the scope, the huge, incredible impact that it would have been if it went the other way. Because there's so much to really consider. But right now, I am going to keep my feet in the positive plane and just continue to talk about how great these players were. So let's just jump down to my top 3 players in the game. First guy, Ramsdale. He saved us. The second early chance, it was so crucial, and it's that really was how we got our chance for comeback. It was far from his best game, but I pick him because of his own efforts to leave it for the rest of the team to make something happen, and that's exactly how it went. So he takes the top spot in one of my top 3. My second player, Odegaard, you can tell he took the responsibility to correct our situation. He was taking it more personally, just like every other player. I'm only singling him out because there was just that extra drive that he was trying to show as he was rallying the team, rallying the fans to just keep pushing and really getting behind them. He kept driving and pushing. He was taking more shots, which were blocked. That's fine. I still don't like the high amount of touches in the box. He's got to cut it down a bit. He really played hard and extra in the game. What an awesome performance. I'm glad that we're here celebrating because he did everything to contribute to try to score. And that's what I can really commend him on. And my final player, Reece Nelson, he brought the spark for the team, and it was much needed. Beautiful assist in a moment when we needed heroes in the game. Amazing for Ben White scoring, and now he has gotten proof that his overlapping runs are much more than whipping in crosses alone. Nothing wrong with that. And we would never forget about the winning goal. Oh my goodness. I mean, I have relived this several times, and it is crazy special. What a performance by Reece Nelson. Only 21 minutes on the pitch. Special mention for a couple of players, though. As I called out Ben White, he has gotten that license to shoot in the box to score and to get it into the attacking party. Thomas Partey, he did really awesome with his goal and his pre-assists. I mean, to be honest, I was contemplating between him and Reece Nelson as my final player, but I just had to go with Reece because he just, without him, we wouldn't be here talking about this. He could have been another player, but again, just sticking to the positives, it was just immense And just seeing how he provided and produced that goal, I just had to pick him, and deservingly so. Now, I don't have a particular other guy today. I'll just bunch it up as the defense. The defending was just poor. It was really poor in the first half, unlike how we would see ourselves. You can get caught out every now and then, but this was just completely different. I mean, the first quarter of the first half you could not recognize our defense. You could not recognize our composure in the back. Just everything, getting caught out in the first goal and looking pedestrian in the corner kick, conceding that second goal was just not acceptable for our standards. Our standards are better than that. It demands, it calls, and it asks that we do better. Arsenal plays far better than that, and defense did not do well at all, having this lapse in performance. There is no doubt that they've really learned, absolutely no doubt, and it adds to another experience in the situations that we were able to climb out of, but we can't dig ourselves back in. Just, not being ready or being primed for any kind of, surprise play, especially for any team. Because Bournemouth, regardless of their position, any team could have done this to us, and we probably wouldn't have had any chance for a comeback. We just can't be having this kind of discussion in our defending, but that's the reality. We faced it, we dealt with it, and we were able to overcome it, so that's great. It is so much of an excitement and just an amazing feeling to really just go through this whole tense moments, this feeling, this sense of anxiety, and just feeling like we were losing our grip in the game, and then we are climbing back. In fact, at some point I'll admit, I just said, well, it's going to be feeling really sad if we leave here with a draw, but the fact that we were able to get back to a draw would be something that I would go away with, but then speak more about the deficiencies. But the fact that we were able to turn this around and do more, I mean, if we got a couple of those penalties back, it would have been so much more easier in terms of the feeling and the pressure and the stress that really was, rocking everyone. But we fought hard. We earned every single goal. We earned this win. This is one of the games that we earned every single bit of the point that we got. And that is amazing. That is something that as fans, as listeners, we can all enjoy. We can be proud of supporting this team. We can be part of the emotions that we invest in this game and what is given back to us. So it is just all that we can summarize in this podcast. Nevertheless, this is a game that has been won. For just putting all the other issues aside, as I said, is well deserving. Too many emotions, and I'm pretty sure that this win and the nature of how we snatched it is stacked in Arsenal's top 5 moments in history. Absolutely brilliant. So that's it for all today, folks. A memorable win and just incredible doing it at home in front of the fans. I'll leave it for here now. Talk to you all. Take care. And bye-bye.